Hi everyone. So today we will see completely new topic on AI based researches that I am doing on now right now, and one of them is detecting the human emotion from the speech more accurately by using deep learning techniques. Okay, and one of them a new model I have given recently before 1 year, that was the ULSTM model. So first, before going to ULSTM, we will see the LSTM model, that is a long short-term memory. In long short-term memory, why I will not discuss the thoroughly, because I hope that when you are going through this deep learning parts, this ULSTM and all, you are already knowing those LSTM things. So I will just discuss when you can use LSTM and what are the merits and demerits of LSTM. So merits of LSTM is it's a high memory capacity, because RNN, main disadvantage of RNN, it has a lower memory capacity, and to increase that memory capacity only we are using the upgraded version, that is the LSTM. Now it provides a large range of parameters like learning rates, input and output bias. This is one advantage. Update of weight is reduced to bigger one-time complexity. This is a very big merit, and this is similar to back propagation through time. Okay, and demerits is that it still has vanishing gradient problem. So we use GRU, right, the gradient recurrent unit model, for what? Gated recurrent unit, sorry, gated recurrent unit, because to reduce this vanishing gradient problem. But still GRU has a disadvantage, it has lesser memory capacity than long short term memory, but their vanishing gradient problem is reduced. Okay, now where we can use this LSTM based model and where not? In time series prediction we can use, in speech recognition, in music generation, in human action recognition, there is human emotion, this is a very important application what we are discussing right now. And generative models like GAN and all, you can merge with this LSTM and all. So where you should not use this model LSTM, you should not use LSTM model where there is a prediction or analysis where the delay is not allowed. Okay, so if the LSTM as I used like runtime it is high, so you cannot use where the runtime is required less. In that case, you have to optimize. So now we are going to ULSTM, upgraded long short-term memory, that I found on research by. I have also attached a description. In the description, my list of research papers, my Google Scholar link. Okay, हाँ. So इसमें क्या हो रहा है कि it is an upgraded version of LSTM model. It's in one of my research papers. Okay, yeah. In that case also we are using the same LSTM for emotion recognition only from audio, that is from the speech. So what we are doing here, we are just adding one more layer here and one more gate. You can just pause the video and you can study about it, but I'm telling you the gist. Okay, so yeah, so now there is a one more hidden state here. Okay, like there is already the forget layer, candidate layer and the input layer, and another with that we are adding the gates to not only increase the memory but also to do it very fast computation, and also to increase the accuracy level. And next we are coming to the features required for the human emotion recognition. So what are the features required for human emotion recognition? Especially the most important features are energy, short-term energy, ZCR, zero crossing rate, chromogram, spectral contrast, MFCC, male frequency septal coefficients. So we'll go through one by one. First we are coming through, first we are coming to energy. In energy, we are saying that I will not go through the details of all these formulas and all. I will tell you that why we can use energy for short-term energy for the emotion recognition. The short-term energy we are using because it can tell us about the tone, it can tell us about the inner voice. Okay, this feature can give us much more information about all those things. Next, we are coming to ZCR, zero crossing rate. In zero crossing rate, it measures about the information of the noise in the signal. Higher values in case of noisy signals also restricts. It's actually what is it I am telling you. It actually tells how many times the speech signal is crossing the x-axis. Okay, yeah. It has also very much application in the human emotion organization. Now chromogram. Chromogram is basically used for music purpose. You can pause the video and study these points. Okay, but what I am telling is basically used in music. But what we why we are you should take in the, yeah. So what I told in the chromogram is, in the chromogram we have used to just understand the tone level. Okay, so how in what direction he is talking, or in like what actually understanding the tone and the way of speaking, right? For that we are using this chromogram, though it is very important for music purpose actually. Then we are using spectral contrast. Okay, so now it gives the good representation, relative spectral distribution, very efficient in using music genre classification. And but we have used in emotion recognition. Yeah, it also helped us to recognize the emotion very efficiently. And last, it's the most important thing, MFCC. It has certain coefficients, out of which the last 8 are very important. First 8 and 11 can be used also, 11 coefficients. So they are filtered by the shape of vocal tract. So MFCC basically tells us that way the vocal tract moves, the tongue, the teeth, okay, how it moves. The MFCC gives a feature, gives us this. So it gives us a pure picture about the way of speaking and way of vocal tract movement. So here it is given the actual model. How did we do the emotion reorganization through various models? We use CNN, we use RNN, we use GRU, we use LSTM, and finally ULSTM, and we found that ULSTM is very efficient. Other than all these models, this is the emotion data. This is the audio database. We are using the feature extraction, then classification model, and then we are classifying into the emotion classes. So yeah, here we end the video. Thank you. See you in the next video. Thank you so much. Next we'll continue with CPU only, right? For some days, and again I will come with one AI video.